This is a look at one of the components of CloudTheme, and it's basically just a full-width banner where you can put text or images. But basically what I'm looking for, some people may want to collaborate with me on this. So this is going to be a free set of textures, and I have a randomizing script on my the home page here. So it's using a few different SVG images. So this one just has the quotes. It's a very small file size. It's all vector SVG image files. It's also randomizing my background color. So it's actually just an HTML or I'm sorry, CSS color that I've defined in my theme, and then over top of that in the background I have just a handful of SVG images. This is kind of like a starburst series of shapes. They've got the quotes there, starburst again, and I like this one. It's just kind of a kind of a broken triangle type pattern. But these will be included in this pack of background textures. And I was thinking if anyone in Designer's Corner had ideas for their own textures, you can submit one and I'll be happy to include it. And it may even make it into my session at Super Forum this year, 2019. And then everything with CloudTheme is done very responsively. So this scales down nicely. And just to compare with some other banners, this one, for example, so this is on Hug, it doesn't look very good on mobile. And actually that image in particular is a fairly large file size. So I just downloaded that one. 764 kilobytes, that's enormous. Your whole page probably should not be more than like 100 kilobytes, I would say. But so the textures you were looking at, let's delete that. The biggest one, that triangle pattern I had, it's 45 kilobytes. It's not very big, but the simpler ones may only be like this one's not even 1 kilobyte. This one's half a kilobyte. So by keeping everything vector, it's a good way to keep file size down. And then we're just using the color just coming from in CSS. So the image itself is actually just like a slight, this might be like 10 or 12% white with this shape over top, just a transparent background. So the color is actually coming from my theme. And so you can make shades just like slightly darker and slightly lighter, and that gives us our texture. And I'll upload the sample textures if you want, just to get you started. And I create these in Illustrator. So you can see this one is that triangle kind of polygon texture. It's hard to see right now. I'll just throw a background color so we can see what's going on. So each of these is just slightly darker or slightly lighter, or sometimes it's just fully transparent, so we're seeing the original color behind it. And that's basically all the SVG is. Just take your pattern, whatever it is, and just make it a shade of white or black, and just keep it at like 10%, and that'll turn into our textures. So these will go into a texture pack. So basically in the admin, if I was going to change to another one, so this one has texture 3. In the admin, I would just be changing that 3 to a 2 if I wanted to go back to my quotes texture. And I'd like there to be like at least maybe 10 to choose from. And luckily we can load the texture pack. It's very lightweight, and you're only loading the textures that you're actually specifying. So like with some themes, there can be a lot of unused CSS in a theme. The whole kind of the idea behind CloudTheme is everything's hosted outside of your theme. You can put stuff in your theme if you want, but it's just a very lightweight way to get some basic, good-looking layouts in your Higher Logic site.